to have your company. We're streaming live on Instagram. I know we're going to get some questions for our wonderful athletes. We've got a great lineup. So the event tomorrow night actually has, and I'd love to introduce it very briefly, an 8-man Grand Prix. And we've assembled some amazing British and international talent. Also, we have 2 super fights. We just saw them weigh in moments ago. One of the things I want to do before we turn it over for some questions was to hear from all the athletes in the tournament. Stephen Hill, I'm going to start with you, and then we'll move down and we'll end here. What I want to hear from is, I know a lot of people have been interested on your thoughts about the tournament, okay? And if you have any predictions or expectations, how do you see the fights going? What do you predict? Stephen, I'm going to start with you.
First off, I'm just happy to be here. I'm only a brown belt, so I'm happy to be here. And I've got to get past Taylor first, the first match, and then see how we get on from there. But yeah, it's going to be a good shout for the English. Hopefully we get some recognition.
Awesome. Jed.
Let's go, Jed.
I wasn't sure if I got a whole part. Same question.
Come on now.
I'm not famous like you, man. I'm sorry. Go, Jed.
Yeah, no, we're interested to hear what your thoughts are on the tournament. Do you have any expectations? Do you have any predictions? I believe you're the lightest guy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good tournament. I'm looking forward to it. Got a really tough first round matchup, a match that I actually really wanted. I am the lightest guy in the division by at least like 10-15 kilos, but that makes no difference to me. Like, I fight big guys, small guys, everyone gets it regardless. So
For sure.
Biggest cock man.
Thomas, what are you thinking, man? You seem really excited to be here. How do you feel about your matchup, and how do you feel about the bracket and rules, maybe?
But yeah, I think it's good, man. Like talking to Josh earlier on, prediction wise, I see it being myself and Yuri in the final, to be fair. Patrick's a good guy, strong guy, but he's in over his head over here. And then secondly, I was excited, right? We secured the Hulk fight first round, asked for the best athlete in the bracket, and then unfortunately, professional athlete from Atos, you know, he's not ready for 3 rounds. He can only do 1 on the night. He's a little bit tired from traveling. So he's pulled out now, he's bitched out. So it is what it is. To be honest, I was saying to the staff, if it's possible, when I win the Grand Prix, if I can fight the winner of that super fight, that'd be great on the same night. And I'll show him how to do 4 or 5 rounds back to back. And then he might learn something from me.
Some fighting words there. Some fighting words.
Deserve more.
Yeah? When are you gonna fight him?
You gotta deserve more.
Yeah, I do need to deserve more. Man, how old are you?
I'm 29.
You look like a retired Mario brother, mate.
You should retire right now. You're 26.
Yeah. But you're the one that ran from the match.
I've been doing this like for a long time.
Yeah, and you're still running.
It's not fair for like a white belt come, just to try to go to the final with me.
Hey, listen, we're doing rounds in the hotel.
This guy deserves more.
Right? We're doing rounds in the hotel. You know what I mean?
I'll give you the splash tonight.
Yeah, let's go. Mate, but don't talk. Mate, don't. If it's on site, mate, let's go. But listen, you relax, right? You've got a tough fight ahead of you. I know you're tired. You've been traveling a lot, right? You can't do 4 rounds, and then come talk to me when you're back on cycle, and you can do it, yeah?
All right, Josh here. I gotta call on Josh here. Josh, you're sitting between these 2 guys right now. What are your thoughts on the tournament? Let's turn it over to you.
Little Tommy he's a good guy. Good Tommy. Little Tommy. Now, look, anything can happen in a bracket. I've seen so many brackets that you think you know how it's going to play out, and it just doesn't. You don't know. Anything can happen. Even little Tommy here can get a win. You don't know. You can't count out anybody. It's submission grappling. Anybody can get caught. So I don't have any predictions.
Could it be a tag team matchup? Maybe taking on Thomas, the 2 of you guys?
Me and anybody in this room will beat these 2 clowns, mate.
Oh, man. Josh, I'm gonna hold it right there. We'll all the way over here to Bradley. Bradley, you're obviously in the tournament. You're fighting here from London, not originally from London, but what are your thoughts on it? How do you feel about it? Do you have any expectations?
To be honest, it's a brilliant opportunity.
Put your lips on it.
Bradley, let's tag team, man. Birmingham versus San Diego.
It's a brilliant opportunity for all of us British competitors to get to fight some of the best guys in the world. I'm looking forward to going there Sunday and putting on a show, putting on the best performance we can, representing the country to the fullest. And as everyone said already, it's just a matter of taking each match each match at a time. You can't get to the finals unless you win the first, so we have to make sure we put everything out in the first match, and then again the second and then the third. But the perspective is strictly on the first match.
Fantastic. Yuri, you're obviously a veteran competitor as well, having been in tournaments, having done MMA and so on. What are your thoughts on everything? Obviously everyone here is really motivated.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I just want to go there and win, man. I'm not really thinking about, so much overthinking about it or what's going to happen. Just trying to focus on the present moment and then just to go there like I go to every tournament with the mentality to win and hopefully get the finish on every match.
Awesome. Taylor, what are you thinking, man? You're obviously part of the British group here. I'm not sure if there's any grudge matches boiling, but seems pretty straightforward what's on tap tomorrow night.
Yeah, no grudge matches. Yeah, I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to be here. Like Yuri has been one of my favourite guys in jiu-jitsu since I was a kid. So I used to have his highlight videos saved on my phone. I go on the train to train and watch him. So yeah, this is cool. I just can't wait to compete with elite level competition. This is why I wanted to get into sport to do. So I'm excited.
Awesome, it's an opportunity. Patrick, welcome to London. You had a very long journey from Sao Paulo. Tell us your thoughts on the tournament. How do you feel to be here?
First off, now he wanna sorry for his English not being very good. He's very happy to be part of the tournament. Thank you for the opportunity, and he's sure tomorrow is gonna be a big show.
Awesome, thank you so much, Patrick. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a chance to hear from some of the tournament contestants. Before we talk about the super fights, are there any questions from the audience? Is there anybody that has anything they'd like to hear? I'm happy to pass the mic over. Please just raise your hand if you have anything at this point.
Don't be shy, man.
Yeah, go ahead, ask. I don't know if I can mic to you. Ask.
So, Jed, I want to speak to you about this. So, obviously you have a first match coming up, and you're riding a bit of a hard train right now in the UK. Obviously, how many fights are you sort of going through undefeated at the moment on super fights?
I've lost in nearly 2 years now.
Yeah. So, obviously, Yuri is going to be a big fight for you. How do you feel about that? And
honestly, I'm really excited. I'm not expected to win, but I expect to win. So I'm looking forward to it.
Thomas, let's ask you another nice question. You seem to be good on the mic. So, obviously,
we're going to get down here. We got a wireless. Go ahead.
Hello. Okay. So, tell us more a bit about your match. Obviously, you seem quite fired up for this match, and obviously, you and Lucas are having a bit of back and forth now. But tell me, obviously, you're part of the Grand Prix now. So, tell me about your predictions about the Grand Prix.
Like I said before, man, the original match, what the organisers told me I was getting changed. Patrick's a great competitor, to be honest. I don't have anything to say bad about Patrick. I think he's a great athlete, great results. I think he has a grudge match with Hulk, probably bigger than me. But like I said, I just want the best match in the world. That's it. As much as I'm calling them out, I'm trying to spark a reaction because they're the biggest matchups in the world right now, and I want to test my level to see where I am. And win over Gaujo, win over Hulk. If I go back to back, put Hinger in there as well. If I beat him as well on the same night, then people's going to talk about my name. I've not competed in 2 years, on any show like this. Obviously, I've done the local stuff and the trials, but he's getting me fired up, man. Patrick, the War Machine or whatever they call him. I hope he keeps that same energy tomorrow, and we'll see what goes on.
Nice. And one final question for Bradley. So, you're, quite a lot of the guys here, especially you're probably one of the biggest names in the UK, especially sort of within the UK grappling circuit at the moment. So just sort of tell us how your training's been going, and what are your predictions for tomorrow? How you think your match with Josh is going to go?
My training's been going very well. A lot of you have seen already. I had a wrestling competition recently, so started to wet my toes a little bit in some freestyle wrestling too. Hopefully that plays into some of the matches tomorrow night. But again, it's going to be an aggressive match. We all know all of the opponents in the tournament. Very strong guys, very aggressive, very dominant people. So we have to try and give the same fight back to them and see what we can play with the strategies.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Are there any other questions from the audience at this point before we turn it over to the super fighters? Super fight fighters? Awesome, okay. So Lucas, I want to ask you, there's a lot of things we could ask you about right now, but I want to ask you about being able to fight on a show with a teammate. How has the training and preparation been? Obviously you guys were in Brazil recently. Can you tell us a bit about what sounds like an interesting backstory to this event?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, just fought this, train with him all the time. We were almost like in the same tournaments. Like, there was a time that me and him were like fighting all the tournaments in the United States, you know, all the IBJJF Opens. So I'm kind of used to, you know, being him like, you know, in the same event. Last weekend we were in Brazil competing. Now we're here. It's been crazy. In 1 week we've been in 3 countries. Our body's not like recognizing, you know, our time changed. But man, yeah, feels good. Nice guy. Just for the camera.
Is it an advantage for you guys to come in here and have a teammate like that, and also have that momentum that you're coming out last weekend and so on?
I think it's good because like we, you know, warm ups. You know, it feels good when you have someone like that you can train. Maybe I don't know. I hope I can be in his corner tomorrow. You know, and vice versa. So yeah.
Awesome. Gerard, I want to turn it over to you. Obviously, you're fighting in that particular fight. Can you tell us a little bit about your story recently? I know you've been living in Brazil for the last 7 years. You've been back in Poland since the pandemic. You've been training, I believe, at WCA alongside Jan Blachowicz, alongside other notables there. We've even got Carolina Ovchaj here in the audience here tonight. So we've got a great bunch of people around you. Tell us about your preparations for this.
Yeah, so my preparation was kind of different than it used to be. I used to train in Brazil, in São Paulo with Leandro Law. But as you say, I came back to Poland because of the pandemic and an injury. So I spent there 1 year. I used to train with Jan Blachowicz before his fight to UFC and some guys from MMA. And I feel great about that. It's kind of different than I used to do in Brazil, but it's still great.
What do you see happening tomorrow in the fight between you and the Hulk? How do you see it playing out?
I don't know. What's going to happen, Hulk?
It's going to get tired very quick.
What's going to happen?
Let me win.
What do you see any particular advantages you may have?
I don't feel like I don't look like this on if I have advantage. I just want to win. I feel like he wanted to win, so I don't know what's going to happen.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome, then. Thank you so much. Great to have you here. Adam, I want to ask you as well.
I heard he's like fucking strong. That's what everybody's saying. Like, man, that guy is fucking strong. It was like, damn it.
Is that true, Gerard? Are you very strong?
Let's see tomorrow.
Hey, man.
Awesome. All right, so our final super fight tomorrow. Adam, you're one part of that. Give us your thoughts on the matchup and tell us a little bit about how you see it going down.
So, the thing is that you can say 100 things how the match is gonna go and who's gonna win, and I think we're both on the same page. Like, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna win, and Rafael's gonna say that he's gonna win. So it doesn't mean anything. But I think it's a great matchup, and this matchup was somewhere around for a while. I was asked about this matchup from other organizations that I couldn't really compete because of this whole pandemic stuff, and couldn't go to US. So this matchup was in the air for quite a while, and I'm happy that it's going down in London, and yeah, I'm excited for this one, but I'm not gonna predict anything, and I'm not gonna also heat up the atmosphere. I'm not kind of guy like this. I just wanna go there and perform, and I think we're both thinking the same way probably.
Are you excited that it's a no-gi matchup, and are you excited that it's under this rule set, or is that your preference perhaps?
Well, I couldn't say it's my preference because I just love gi, and I love training in the gi, but also like for quite a while I was doing no gi for like no gi worlds, and I knew that this super fight is coming. And the thing is that the more I do no gi, the more I love no gi, you know. And whenever I switch to gi, I'm starting to think like, oh, the gi is a thing. But whenever my focus turns to no gi, I'm enjoying it more and more and more. And yeah, this is what I felt like. I'm really into no gi now, and really into training. All those setups are like in fashion right now. It gives me a lot of fun. So yeah, it was great, and I think it's a good way to put that super fight in no gi.
Awesome. Rafael, I'm also interested in the same question. How do you feel about the fight, and are you excited that it's under the rules that it is?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this matchup. You know, I've seen Adam come up. I've been around a while. I think I probably have more years as a black belt than anybody here, for sure. But you know, I saw Adam come up. He had some matches with my best training partner, Shanji Ribeiro, and Shanji said good things about him. And so I paid attention to his game, thought that maybe we might have a match someday. And I really like his style. You know, he has the timeless style that I like to talk about. Very classic, but at the same time, he's also part of the new generation. So, you know, a classic style, but a new blood. And so I like it because I think we like a lot of the same things. You know, he has good pressure, he plays butterfly, obviously, and he has that Polish power. and so it's going to be fun. I'm anxious to see how, you know, how my game goes with his. And I think that's what everyone's interested in seeing, you know, because we're going to go right into each other's strengths. And no one's going to be running around or avoiding anything. And it's going to be exciting. Submission only is great because, you know, it takes a lot of the complexities out of trying to score and this and that. So 15 minutes, we're just gonna battle, and let's see what happens.
Awesome. Final question for you. There's a lot of athletes that are, especially in the blue belt and purple belt tournament, you know, they're competing maybe for the first or second time. Some younger athletes here as well in the tournament. What would your advice be for those competing tomorrow, as the more veteran, perhaps, competitor of the car?
I can't give too much advice because he's gonna use it against me now. I like to center around like 4 words, 4 emotions, 4 feelings that I think are really important to have a great performance. What I'm feeling right now, and that's inspired, happy, confident, and grateful. You know, I've been through it all in this game, been around a long time, fought MMA, but now back to more jiu-jitsu focus. And obviously now I'm not fighting for titles or anything anymore. That was in my 20s when I was a kid. Now it's just about the pure love of it. And I'm very inspired for this match. I'm happy to do what I love, and happy to be here, grateful to be here on a big show, you know, in London. I missed Europe a lot over the last couple of years, and the last time I was here, I won the Bellator title. That was the last time I was here in London, and so it's great to be back. I still kind of feel that vibe a little bit. And of course, you got to be confident in your skills and your preparation. So that's that, you know, I'm just, that's how I feel now, to be still in the game doing what I love after all these years, almost 20 years as a black belt. And, you know, I still get to be around these kids, right? Except for Hanger. We're not kids anymore, right here? But everybody else, you know, it's awesome. I love the vibe.
Awesome, thank you so much. Any other questions from people in attendance, or perhaps anything online? We're good. Thank you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, tune in. Raw Grappling Championship on Flow. And come and see it in person, or make sure you tune into the broadcast. Thank you guys so much.